Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Cliff Yates podcast show. Well, we're not doing a podcast this morning. It's just morning coffee with Cliff. I've been doing this quite frequently. Actually, I'm on quite a roll here because it's worked out well. I've been connecting with people all over the world. And I love going live in the vertical mode because I found out a while ago it shows up in the shorts feed, so people are jumping in and out from all over the world, and I connect with more people than I normally do in the horizontal format. So I like doing these lives in the vertical format. It shows up in the shorts feed. I get to connect with people who aren't already subscribed, and to me, it's a wow. Wow, just to think. You know, don't ever stop being wowed by everything around you. Take inventory of what's happening around you and take a good look and be wowed. If you can be wowed still, hey, that means you're open-minded, open-hearted. You're not shut down. And that means you're going to be open to future opportunities for future achievement that are going to be unheralded. They're going to be unimaginable to you because of the way that you are thinking. You know, to take advantage of opportunities, we have to be open to them. You know, a lot of people are closed off. You know who they are. You meet them every day. And so I'm glad you're here. I know I see people jumping in and out of the shorts feed. Let me know where you are in the world. I'm in the Thousand Island region of upstate New York. It's another beautiful day here on the St. Lawrence River. Let's let a few more thousand people jump in here. I say jokingly, right? I always have, visions of grandeur. You know, I envision thousands of people jumping in. But you know what? What I'm looking for is to connect with the next quality person, the next one, and that is you. So subscribe to the channel. Join the community of progress. That's what it's all about here. I'm constantly, myself, trying to grow, trying to expand and express. And if that resonates with you, then you're in the right place. You know, I can't help anybody else. I can't encourage anybody else. I can't support anybody else without doing the same for myself. So do a little selfish. Say, good morning. I'm glad you're here. Well, it's morning for me on the Eastern Standard Time of the United States. I'm in the Thousand Island region of upstate New York. Let me know in the chat where you are. Fortune favors the bold. Do not hesitate. Jump on here. If not, just to give me a good morning. Much appreciated. Good morning to you, everybody. Morning Coffee with Cliff. You're in the right place. If you're interested in any way in self-improvement, personal growth, those kinds of things, hey, I got long-form content. But today, I'm live from my own island, actually, in the St. Lawrence River. Glad you're here. Subscribe to the channel. Join the community of progress. And that's what I'm all about. I spent the past 40 years being immersed, studying. I still grow. And I want you to be growing. If that resonates with you, then you know you're in the right place, everybody. Let me know where you are in the world. All right, we got a winner. You are the number one winner. What is the content? Hey, that's the best question I've had already. My channel is all about personal growth, self-improvement, how we can get better every day in every way than we were yesterday. I know because 40 years ago, I was in a bad spot. Negative thinking, negative circumstances. I was frustrated, angry. You know, it forced me to go to a seminar. And then all of a sudden, I changed my thinking and then my life changed. When I changed, things started changing for me. And so I got into it. What more can I do? What more can I become? All of a sudden, I was laying off limitations that I had created for myself. And all of a sudden, great things started happening for me. I'm so grateful and thankful. And that's why I like to share this kind of content with you. And I'm going live in the vertical mode of YouTube. I know it shows up in the shorts feed. People are jumping in and out constantly. That's okay, but a lot of people stumble across my channel and they say, damn it, I'm going to subscribe. I'm a new subscriber. You might be the next quality person. My channel's growing a little bit at a time. One quality person at a time, and you're the next one. Hey, listen, we got a lot of people chiming in from all over the world here, and I got to recognize you. How to be good at finance. Yes, you can be good at finance. Absolutely. Absolutely. I help with experience. You got any questions? I'll answer the questions the best I can. through my experience, how to be good with finance. Listen, years ago, my wife got me into the Dave Ramsey program, and we started with an emergency fund that we put aside. And you start as small as you can. If it's only 500, but try to get to 1,000 emergency fund. And it's funny, once you get an emergency fund, all of a sudden emergencies don't happen. You're right. You're ready for that flat tire. You're ready for that breakdown, the tow job. And all of a sudden it doesn't happen because maybe, I don't know, because you're ready for it. Emergency fund is very important. Then debt reduction. And one time I had a lot of debt. My wife got me focused on it and I got rid of all debt. Right, and I started with the snowball effect is what Dave Ramsey talks about it. And you start with your smallest bill and you start knocking them off. And now you get momentum working up to the bigger bills. Boom, boom. And it becomes a debt reduction snowball. Hey, I'm glad you asked that question. I haven't thought about the Dave Ramsey Smart Money program in quite a while. I forgot actually what they call it. Financial Peace University, that's what it is, by Dave Ramsey. Let me know if you've ever tried that. It works. We started paying cash for everything. And then all of a sudden we realized, wait, there is some good debt to have, right? Our mortgage, if you do it strictly the way Dave Ramsey does it, he would say, don't buy a house till you can pay cash for it. Pretty much impossible to do. So I think, financial debt in a mortgage can be a very, very good thing if you do it the smart way. And I would say, especially if you have a dedicated income, you have a stable income, you know always what your income is going to be, then you can have a fixed interest rate. And now you can actually fix your expenses. And then you can expand and express more financially in your life. I understand a lot of times Dave Ramsey would speak from someone who's a entrepreneur or a solopreneur or someone who's in sales who maybe can't depend on how much income is coming in. It might be variable. And hey, thanks for the question. Appreciate it this morning. I'm going live in the vertical mode because I know it shows up in the shorts feed. And I like going live lately because I want you to know, as much as I desire to connect with people in a real, raw way, I don't like AI-generated BS, green screen background. Hey, I'm at my island in the St. Lawrence River. This is actually, that stone was the original outside of the cottage, and we since added on, and that's what you're seeing right now. The real deal, real and raw. And a lot of people are really, that's what they're seeking nowadays. How can we really connect with somebody? Even our own spouses, our own siblings, our own friends. Sometimes they're not even looking at us, really. They're looking through us. They're on their device. They really can't sit down and have dinner with us, right? They're too distracted. They're getting those dopamine hits. I got to check my phone. No, you don't have to check it. If you have as many years as I have, then you remember a time when we left the house in the morning. And you know what? You couldn't get a hold of me until later that evening. And we survived. We went out and we lived our life. And yes, at night, we checked in with the news, what's happening in the world. And then it was over. And then we watched a sitcom, or we read books, or we did something to wind down our evening to get ready for the next day. But we weren't in our phones because we didn't have a phone. The phone hung on the wall. It was for talking. It really isn't a phone. Today, it's one of the most powerful computers that we have in our pockets, which is pretty amazing. We can do amazing things with it. But we got to use it. We can't let it use us. And that's the currency of today, is vying for people's attention. And so constantly people are doing, saying, producing things that can kind of grab our attention, trying to suck us in. But you and I are above that. We are higher value people, and we are in control of what we pay attention to. We have our minutes and thoughts captive. You're a champion. I'm glad you're here. You're in the right place. I know you're a higher value person, and I'm glad you're subscribing. We're growing the channel this morning. That's why I'm live and real and raw, baby. Hey, we got a question here in the chat. What would you do as a teenager? I mean, what would be your routine? Well, let me tell you something. This has served me well for 56 years. the worst thing that happened to me in high school was the best thing that happened to me in high school. Through no fault of my own, I was very skinny. Genetically, I was just a rail. I was just a bag of bones, as some of my classmates would call me. I wanted to play football, basketball. I got pushed around. I couldn't play. I was too skinny. And so I just became obsessed. The pain was so real in my gut. I can't be skinny. How can I gain weight? How can I get bigger? I started immersing myself in studying powerlifting, bodybuilding magazine after magazine, finally going to the gym, straining and working out in that gym, sweating my ass off while, the rest of the class was doing something else. I was immersing myself in trying to force feed calories. I couldn't eat that much solid food. So I would put in raw meat in blenders and 6 eggs raw, and I would chug gallons of whole milk. And actually, from 17 to 18, I gained 50 pounds in 1 year. It wasn't all muscle, but you know what? I didn't give a shit at the time. I didn't care. I just wanted to be big. The fact that I gained fat, I was happy about it. But the point is, because of that pain, I directed it to trying to get bigger and stronger, and it ended up habituating my weight training journey. Now, 56 years later, I can't go more than 2 or 3 days without weight training of some kind. I have to be working out. It's a need for me. I don't even think about it anymore. I get anxiety. So you know what? Try to figure out as a teenager, maybe what are your gifts? Here I wanted to play football, basketball. I tried, and I was trying to force it. And then I was copying stand-up comedian routines on television, Johnny Carson show, and then I would do them at school the next day. And then everybody was laughing. And then the classes wanted me to go up at the end of class and do a few minutes of my comedy. And then people wanted me to perform some comedy in the lunchroom. And then that was my goal sometimes, to make people laugh while they were drinking so they would spit it up. And then I auditioned for 2 school plays. I got cast immediately. And so now I was starting to realize, well, I didn't really become conscious of it till later. Those were my gifts. I was trying to force what I wanted, right? I wanted to play basketball and football because I wanted to be a part of that community. My good friends were football and basketball players. But my gifts were in entertainment. My gifts were in performing. I didn't have to force it. I didn't have to try. Yeah, they were requesting me. That my fellow classmates all of a sudden were embracing. Cliff, do some comedy for us. Do that routine. Yeah, and then I went on to have a stand-up comedy career, and together with a police career in Los Angeles. So I was a cop for 35 years. I was a stand-up comedian for 30 years. Also a writer, podcaster, obviously producer. And hey, I'm glad you're here. You're in the right place. Thanks for the question. That's sometimes people always ask that. What would you tell your 16-year-old self? I don't think I would change anything. The pain that we go through in high school sometimes socially, and you know what? That can be our greatest gift. I actually did a podcast episode just a few years ago thanking my bullies. If it wasn't for them, if it wasn't for the pain, being pushed around, knocked around, I wouldn't have got immersed in bodybuilding, trying to get bigger. How can I get stronger? And it served me well, and it still does today. Thanks for the question. You are awesome. You rock. You know what? The fact that you asked that question, you're going places. I have confidence in that. All right. What do we got? We got another one. See if I can put it up. MAGA, Make America Great Again. I'm in America, everybody. Where are you at? I'm in the great United States of America, very proudly, and it's an awesome place with unlimited opportunities. Oh, man, I wish I could put your statement up because I like what you say. Oh, there it is. I can put that on there. There we go. Sir, you are the cool grandpa I always look up to for advice and experiences and cool stories. Thank you for saying that, my friend. Oh, my goodness. You're awesome. You rock. You made my day. How about that? You never know when you're going to make somebody's day. You know what? Never underestimate the power of your influence. You're always communicating. I'm going to choke. You're always communicating, even if you're not saying anything, right? Ralph Waldo Emerson, I love a quote by him. Who you are speaks so loudly, I can hardly hear you talking. You can tell a lot about a person. They don't even have to open their mouth, right? By the way they carry themselves, maybe by their bodies, the look on their face, and also the vibe that they're putting out there, the vibration in their mind. I think that's where the term came from. Hey, man, I'm getting a bad vibe from this person, right? Because you're getting vibrations from them. How we think creates emotions. Emotions create vibrations. You know, when you're of a higher vibration, you're of a more positive, you are enthusiastic. You have an attitude of gratitude. You have energy. And then people come into the room. They come into your space with negativity and toxicity. You sense it. You're repelled by it, right? It's a polarity, positive and negative. You're in positive states of mind. People of a negative state of mind will be repelled by you and you by them. And you know it. We're not only transmitters, we are big-time receivers if we'll pay attention to it. But you really have to start becoming more and more aware of your surroundings and the people that come into contact with you. And hey, I'm so glad to connect with you this morning. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, if you haven't figured it out already, my content is about self-improvement, personal growth, how we can get better every day in every way than we were yesterday. And we don't have to. We can choose to continually grow. We can choose to be always learning. What can I learn from this? Hey, this is one of the most powerful things you can do. Let me tell you what your brain will do for you and always does for you. It always searches for the answers to the questions you give it. So change your questions, change your life. Maybe you've heard it many times. Why is it a mantra? Why is it a cliche? Because it's so true. If your question internally to yourself or even outwardly, why am I so screwed up? Why do bad things happen to me? Your brain is not, your subconscious will not argue. It accepts what you have given it and it'll look for the answer. Well, maybe because of this, because of that. Start changing the question. What's good about this? What can I learn from this? And then your brain will not argue. It will look for the answer to that. What can I do next that'll serve me and those around me? What's the next right move for me to make? You know what? What do I really want? You know what I wanted to do this morning? I wanted to go live, Morning Coffee with Cliff. And so I followed through with the commitment that I made to myself. If you want to build a great self-image, self-esteem, self-confidence, make commitments and promises to yourself and keep them. So simple to do. And number two, you're in control of that 100%. Hey, I appreciate everybody that is chiming in today, jumping on the chat. Magnets. I love what you just said. Magnets, the positive and negative attract. You know, that's where that damn movie came in, Law of Attraction, right? It became viral, the Law of Attraction. But what I learned from my mentor, Bob Proctor, was the Law of Attraction is a secondary law. It's a secondary power. The first is the law of vibration. The vibration that we create in our heads, that's what magnetizes people and circumstances to us. Yeah, the law of attraction works, but it's the law of vibration that takes priority. It's the number one. It's the premier law. But of course, the law of attraction became viral, became popular. It's nothing new. Earl Nightingale in the early 60s, he had a recording called The Strangest Secret. You can look it up. 1960s. What's great about some of these philosophies and their way of living greater is that some of them are 2,000 years old. If you go back to Marcus Aurelius. You know, Marcus Aurelius was writing notes to himself, never meaning to have them published. But yet they survived the test of time. And now we know on the battlefield what one of the most powerful men in the world was thinking. The Emperor of Rome was having the similar kind of thoughts that we have ourselves. And so there's nuggets of wisdom that, and I love going back 2,000 years ago, you know, the ancient wisdom that is now today ancient. Back then, the wisdom that Marcus Aurelius was trying to take from the Stoics that came hundreds of years before him. That was ancient wisdom to him. And back then, that was real time, what he was dealing with on the battlefield, the plague of Rome. But boy, we can learn from that. Are you there always, sir? I am always here for you. My friend, I am always here for you. Are you always there, sir? Oh, am I always here on my island? No. My island is only habitable 5 months out of the year. This area here, I wish I could show you the water on the island. It freezes over. It becomes horrendously cold. And then I spend the other 7 months of my life in Florida, where, to me, the weather is perfect. October to May in Florida is just unbelievable perfect. I love it. I'm addicted to being in, on, or around the water. That's why I have another channel called the Island Life Channel. Hey, I'm so glad you're checking in here. I know when I go live in the vertical mode, it shows up in the shorts feed of YouTube, and YouTube pushes shorts. So they show it to a lot more people. They present it to a lot more people. And so I get to connect with people who aren't already subscribed to my channel or who might otherwise not come across me. And so I'm trying to grow my channel one quality person at a time. You're the next quality person. And I was watching something myself on YouTube, consuming some great content, and they were talking about being wowed. And you know what? I'm wowed every day. I take the time to look and notice God's creation. I'm wowed. I'm wowed right now by this. Don't take this for granted. Don't take what's happening in your life for granted, positive or negative. I'm turning on a camera. I'm live streaming. It's connecting with people all around the world in real time. I'm wowed by that ability to do that. Maybe because I have a perspective on when it wasn't that way. I've always been a creator, I guess you could say. Before there was a term, are you a content creator? We put all these terms and labels on ourselves. Screw the labels. All I know is 56 years ago at age 16, I used to love picking up my dad's Super 8 movie camera. I'm simulating a movie camera. And I would take movies on film. And then a week to 10 days later, I would get it back after it was developed. And then I would feed that little film, Super 8, through the projector. I showed it on a screen for my mom, dad, and my neighbors and the people who I made the movie with. And that was the area of my influence of my creation. And now I'm able to turn on a camera and in real time, live stream, and actually connect. You can jump on here, leave me a comment. All over the world. Never been a greater time to be alive. I'm wowed by the technology and what we can do with it and by it. Don't forget, we got to use it. Don't let it use you. It's a lesson I'm talking to myself, of course, at the same time I'm sharing with you. You know, it's like, listen, love people, use money, not the other way around. You want to have a lot of money? Love people. You're going to have a lot of money. I'm telling you, because you have such great value that you can bring to the marketplace. If you will, you can bring, you know what? If you're a baby boomer over age 60, that wisdom, those years of experience, there's so much value there if you want to share it and monetize it. People don't mind paying for it. You're going to help them shortcut mistakes that you already went through that you made. Isn't that a powerful way to live? Absolutely. This culture of ours, and I'm talking about in America specifically, we think that ambition expires. Well, I'm 65. At our age, dude, what does it matter? It matters a lot. You think I'm going to go quietly into that good night? I'm not slowing down. Hell no. It's fascinating. Let me put your statement up here. It's fascinating that history once was present. It is, isn't it? I'm fascinated by it myself. I'm so glad you're here. Listen, I work out voraciously. I'm 68 years. I don't want to say old. I have 68 years behind me. But ambition-wise, physical fitness-wise, energy-wise, I'm only 31 years of age myself. And you can have that energy too. You know, the energy, we don't get energy. Get rid of the layers that prevent energy from coming to and through us. It's everywhere in the universe. And hey, just control the flow, baby. I'm telling you, I wish it was more contagious to the people around me. Even in this community here, I have friends. They come by, they visit, we talk. You know what? I have a great workout routine I do here on the island. I'm full of energy, vigor, enthusiasm. 3 or 4 days a week, I travel to the mainland from my island. I get into the gym. You know what? You know how many people come over to me and say, hey, I'd like to work out with you. Can you give me a workout routine? Hey, I'd like to go to the gym with you. Zero. All right. Maybe it's the people I hang around or hang around me. I don't know. But I love to connect with people who have drive. Listen, I'm contented and I'm satisfied and I'm happy. I love the life that I'm living. But I'm never going to be satisfied, really. Okay, I am contentedly dissatisfied. I'm happy. I love today. I'm going to enjoy nature and the outside today. I'm still driven for future achievement. And that's what's going to keep us young because we're constantly growing. Everything is always moving. We are in an ocean of motion. I was just revealed to me really to make sure that, hey, look at the table that you're looking at. I have this on. If I looked at it with a strong microscope, I would see it moving. Nothing is still. We are in a motion. We are in an ocean of motion. All right, everybody. Thank you for checking in. Hey, new subscribers today. I'm so glad you're here. Will you have an opinion based on where I am from? I'll give you my best opinion. Of course, if you want me to give you an opinion, I will. Everybody has one, right? Opinions are like you know what. Everybody has one. But listen, my main mission today is to bring people up and together and to encourage other people. Man, from what I've done, studied, and learned, I have such a great passion for life, and I'm trying every day in every way to get better than I was yesterday. I want to continually be growing. Now, I love doing this. I make videos, long form. I do podcasts. I take my videos like around the island here and I edit them, try to make them look nice. I present them, I upload them. And now I have no control over the result of those videos. I have total control of how I create them. And now my joy is in the creation. Of course, I want to expand and express to more people, but that's out of my control. But what's in my control is how can I be better exposed? Well, one of those things is, not only, YouTube is pushing shorts. Okay, well, shorts doesn't provide any more watch hours, which I need to monetize my channel. But lives do. And if I go live in the vertical mode, it shows up in the shorts feed. I connect with more people. See, we have to constantly be learning better ways to connect and expand and express to other people. No greater joy. Having a positive impact on just one person, to me, there's no greater joy. I don't want to get sucked into that. That I need validation. No, we have to be out. We can't care what other people's opinions and judgments of us is none of our business. Don't worry about it. Touch your toes and spell run 3 times. R-U-N, R-U-N. Shut up. You're being too funny. I don't care. That's kind of, yeah, okay. I get it. Hey, listen, I'll tell you what. Don't lose your sense of humor, whatever happens. That's the best thing you can do. That's the best thing. When I was a stand-up comedian, that's why I loved doing stand-up. I loved when I opened for a great comedian who's still performing today, Mike Marino, New Jersey's bad boy. He is a headliner that he gets standing ovations. And I was his opening act. I did it probably 2,000 times. And I loved at the end of our show when people would say, you know what? This is the best show I've ever seen. I paid big bucks for big shows in Las Vegas. Your guys' show was better than that. And man, that always made me feel great. I got to tell you, the love of stand-up didn't cross over into love being at a bar in the middle of Iowa at 2 a.m. performing for 3 people. A lot of comics have it so much in their blood, they actually love even doing that. I didn't. And so something in my heart says, you know what, this is not really now anymore your full drive. And you know what is podcasting, being in total control of everything I produce is my passion. Having a positive impact on other people. No greater joy. Hey, everybody, I'm glad you're stopping in here in the shorts feed of my channel. I'm Cliff Yates, retired LA County Sheriff Sergeant. Yeah, I was a cop for 35 years and a stand-up comedian, writer, actor, producer, multifaceted, just like you. You have many facets to your life. You're not just one role. You're not a one-trick pony. And the greatness in you is going to come out. The best is yet to come for you. I know it already. And if you don't believe it, then that's good, because I'm going to encourage you. I'll get you to believe it. I will. And I'll do it in a real raw way. You know why I'm raw and real and I'm live right now? Because there's no notes here. I don't have a teleprompter because it's no bullshit. It's always about being real. You know, if you want to connect with people, be real with them. People can tell. One thing I can tell you for sure, most people, even the ones who are pretty dumb, they have a pretty good bullshit meter. They know when people are bullshitting them. They know when people are real. They know when they're authentic. They may not want to connect with you. You might not get a positive feedback from them when you put out joy into the world. Just remember another thing that I learned from Stephen Covey, who wrote the famous book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And he gave an example, if I can remember it. But you never know what somebody else is going through. That's why if I go to the grocery store and I'm walking around with my stupid smile on my face and I throw some joy out to some people, how are you? You look great today. You know what? I might get a scowl or a negative comment, or just somebody might just ignore me. But that doesn't affect me, because I know that I don't know what they might be going through. And I accept it. And they don't, and I would never give away anymore my power to somebody else to affect my mood, my emotions. Why would I give somebody else the keys that I don't even know? And don't you do the same. You're in total control of one thing for sure, what you think. And number 2, the meaning that you give to everything. Oh, man, you got this. You guys are bringing out the best of me today. I want to thank you for that. I'm living with an attitude of gratitude. Going to express it to you right now. Back from India. See, I try to connect with new people, but sometimes I got a ribbon here. All right. Hey, you're back from India. Hey, how's everything going for you? I hope that you are on the path to constant and never-ending improvement, right? It was a couple Hindu teachers that I was getting some great wisdom from. And then I was stumbling across some wisdom from, I guess it's a Chinese history, the Tao Te Ching. And wow, Lao Tzu was the author of that. Oh my God, such great thoughts and the way to think about life that transcends time that we can apply today. 3,000 years ago, some of this wisdom. It's amazing that we can apply it. And isn't it amazing that some people don't give a shit? They don't want to know new stuff. They don't want to continue to grow. They don't want to live an expanding, expressing life. They don't want to grow anymore. They are addicted to mediocrity. I don't hang around those people. I don't want to. Get out of my way. Their lack of energy, their lack of life. Forget it. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is the real deal. We're in it when? Now, not tomorrow. We have today. What's that song from the great show Rent? There's only this. And don't miss it, or life is yours to miss. That's not the exact words, but it's something similar. There's only now. I'll tell you what we actually only have except in our own mind. If we time travel, we might have some anxiety about tomorrow and regret about yesterday, and then we might miss what's happening right now today, which is me connecting with you right here live and in person. No bullshit. Pops, do you have any idea? Oh, I got to put this on the board. I don't know why I say board. I got to put up the comment because I like that I can do it. Pops, do you have any idea about Indian politics? Do you want to hear something about Indian politics from you? Please give us your point of view on Indian politics. Wow. Okay. Guess what, everybody? You know I want to learn always. my friend from India just asked me to have an opinion on Indian politics. I'm trying to think of that guy. He's a political... Oh, my God. I'm sorry. There's a political commentator. He's from Indian descent. Oh, my goodness. He's famous, and now I forget his name. You know what? But I'm going to look into it. He has talked about Indian politics, but it didn't resonate with me. And now it is, because I got my new friend from India here, and guess what? I'm going to study it today. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to spend some time to learn about Indian politics. Why not? Why not learn all sorts of things? It makes you a better person. How? You'll be a better conversationalist. And that's the best thing that you can do for your life and your relationships. Let me tell you something right now. You know this, damn it. And I know it now. And Harvard will tell you the same thing. The great university. Harvard has been doing a study on happiness for over 85 years. It still goes on today. They've done generation after generation. There's been like 4 managers of this study because the other managers died of old age. And one thing they have found out about happiness. Yes, money moves the needle to a certain extent. It has a big effect on your happiness up to a certain amount. And then the only thing that makes a difference on people's deathbed was the quality of their relationships, not the quantity. They found that if people have 2 to 3 deep-seated relationships, not surface level, that's what gave them the most satisfaction. And that's why learning new things and becoming a better conversationalist, you're going to be able to connect with people more because you can have real talks with them. You know what I mean? You're coming from, well, you know, this is what I heard and what I studied. And you can talk with people. You can actually have great communication with people. Do you know if you start paying attention how you communicate with, you're going to be setting yourself way above everybody else. You're going to be set in such high esteem with people that you talk with because you actually connect with them. Do you know how many people are not keeping eye contact nowadays? I mean, they're into their phone. Go ahead, I'm listening. Go ahead. Do you know how distracting that is? How off-putting that is? You had a thought. You're having a conversation. You're going back and forth. The next thing you know, they broke it. They broke the eye contact. They broke the communication. Oh, no, I'm listening. I can multitask. That's so disrespectful. Believe me, I've done it. Not anymore. I'm working on it. I've gotten really good at, I do not text and drive. It's like drinking and driving. People die from texting and driving. I've gotten good at it. It's just hard. That damn box, sometimes you have to put it on silent just so you don't hear anything. But I'm going to, hey, thank you for inspiring me or actually just pushing me in the direction of learning about Indian politics. I wrote a note. I'm not talking from notes today. I don't have a teleprompter. I'm speaking from my head through my heart out my mouth to you. But I'm still taking notes from you because you said, can I have an opinion on Indian politics? Come on, everybody. I'm connecting with somebody in India. Life today is a wow. This is amazing what we can do. What we will do is something different. Tony Robbins has said that. What we can do is often so amazing. What we will do is something else. Get rid of your limiting beliefs. Go after the big goals, the big ideas, the big ambitions. Share them with me if you want. Direct message me because let me tell you something. I have no limitations on what you can do. But if you share big ideas, big ambitions with small-minded people, they're going to poo-poo it for a couple different reasons that we can talk about. Not the same. Laugh out loud. Past is past. All right, I like this. I'm going to put it on the board, as I say. Past is past. Future, you don't know. But present is a gift, hence called present. Oh, man, I love that so much. I don't know how many times I've heard it and said it, right? They call it present because it is a present to us. It is a gift of life. I was talking yesterday about a friend of mine, Paul, who I would see in the gym. I didn't know till later that he was 89 years old. But Paul was he worked out a lot. And we had a lot of conversations about his past business life, and I was going to have him on my podcast. And then one day, somebody said to me, oh, Damien said, have you heard about Paul? He passed away. What? He was just in the gym here 2 days ago. He drove here to the gym, had a great workout, and now you're telling me he died in his sleep. And I was rocked by it. And then I was gladdened by it later. I started looking at it from different perspectives. Oh, this guy lived until he died. There was no decline. There was no laying in a hospital bed. There was no, you have 6 months to live. He was in that gym 2 days before he died in his sleep. He had no anxiety about losing his life. And wow, so for 89 years, he lived his life. We have the opportunity in most cases, we can live until we die. Wow. Another wow. I'm telling you, life is wow. That's going to be my mantra today. Life is wow. I'm going to look at things and I'm going to say wow to that, right? Even if I see a dock spider on the dock that scares me, I'm going to say wow. One of them, what an amazing creature that's full of those air-filled hairs on it. One of the few creatures that can walk on water. Spiders, dock spiders. They look horrid. I love that. Past is past. I love it. Hey, God didn't give us rearview mirrors. Absolutely. Stuart Gorham, you are a believer. I'm a believer. What can I do better? I watch a podcast called Unashamed by the Robertson Brothers. Unashamed. I can do better about expressing my faith, my belief in Jesus Christ and God, my Christian walk. I can do better to boldly express that, what I believe and why I believe it, and be unashamed about it. And so I can do a better job. God did not give us the rear view mirror. Absolutely. What I do read one passage probably 50 times a month. Philippians 4, right? Rejoice in the Lord always. Rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Here's what I'm always challenged with. I have trouble with. The next verse. Do not be anxious about anything. Do not be anxious about anything. But in every situation, by prayer, petition, and with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding. We cannot know. God is spirit. God is all. God is love, omnipresent. Can't understand it. Present your trust in God anyways. And he will guard our hearts and our minds in Christ Jesus. Yeah, I know that one by heart because I read it and I reread it. In that verse it says, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable. If anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Paul was writing to the people of Philippi, and he was saying, this is what you should focus on. Focus your mind on these things. And so that's a lesson, whether you're a believer or not, it doesn't matter. If you want to have something that's going to serve you, wouldn't that philosophy of life serve you? Absolutely it would. Morning Coffee with Cliff, everybody. I'm glad you're here. Boom, subscribe to the channel. Do not be afraid. Be of great courage. Fortune favors the bold, you warrior. Damn it, that's good coffee this morning. I don't need it. I love it. I like it. There's no baloney in here. This is black coffee, by the way. Morning Coffee with Cliff, with a kick in the ass, with some black coffee, coming at you live. No BS, no green screen, no notes, no teleprompter. Let's connect on a real raw way. Life is wow. I can turn on a camera and in real time live stream and connect with you all over the world. Never been a better time to be alive. Let's take advantage of it. If you're here right now, and I see that you are, I see you're on board here. I don't know what, maybe you just jumped in the shorts feed and caught me. Hey, listen, right now, decide, make a decision. You know what? I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better. You know who benefits by you getting better? Everybody that comes in contact with you, your family, your friends. They're going to start asking, hey, what are you doing? This is the you I don't know. That can be the fun of making drastic changes in the way you think, the things that you do, the way you respond to people. It can be so much fun, especially as if it's radical. If you've been a negative person and all of a sudden you're turning shit around, if you've been someone who's kind of drawn in drama in your life and all of a sudden you're reaching out to help somebody, you have a positive, encouraging word, and people are taken aback by that. Can you imagine how much fun that's going to be? Maybe you're someone who's fat, out of shape, unhealthy, and all of a sudden you drop the sugar, you've dropped the shit-eating snacks, you've started working out, exercising, you didn't talk about it, you just started doing it. All of a sudden people are seeing it, and they're going, hey, what the hell happened to you? Oh, well, you know what? I changed. What? You? Oh, yeah, that's right. And you know what? You can too. Wait a minute. I'm going to see how long this lasts, Mr. Positivity. And then people wait for something negative to come into your life, and they want to see how you react to it. What are you going to do now? Oh, now what are you going to do? And then you surprise them. You weather a storm. You might get knocked down, but you know what? You're on the hero's journey, and that's exciting. That makes life interesting. It's great. You got knocked down? Thank you. I needed this. I needed to get knocked on my ass. You're not going to go watch a movie where the hero, he starts out great, he's great in the middle, and then he's great in the end. You're going to walk out. You want to see the hero in normal life, and then you want to see him get punched in the face, knocked down, trampled. And then you want to see the hero get up. And then you start to feel good. You see what the hell? He got knocked down again, this time by a truck. He'll never get up. He's getting up again. And then the hero wins. And then they roll the credits. And you like that movie. Well, guess what? You're now in the movie of your life. Do not cast yourself in a supporting role. You're the star. Your movie is still running right now. Walk into the theater of your mind and start creating such a great life. I'll tell you, the best gift you could have right now, if you have a negative life, negative thinking, negative circumstances, wow, because guess what? You can turn that shit around, and it's going to be a drastic, drastic change. You guys are exciting me today. You're firing me up, and I appreciate it. I want to thank you for it. All right. I'm fat with normal bones. Well, guess what? I was skinny with not normal bones when I was in high school. You know why? Because that was my nickname, Bag of Bones. And my mom and dad used to tell me, Cliff, sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can never hurt you. Did you come to find out that that was bullshit? Words struck my heart. They broke my heart and soul. They kicked me right in the balls. Words, you bag of bones, you skinny piece of shit. Get out of my way. Oh, I got out of the way, all right. I ate that shit, and then I got downstairs of the gym, and then I started working out. Oh, I don't know shit, but I'm going to. I started consuming bodybuilding magazines. Power. How can I gain weight? I'm going to do this drastically. People wanted me to go to the movies. I can't. I got to force feed myself in my blender. I got to put 6 eggs in my blender, protein powder, peanut butter. I got to get calories. I'm drinking a gallon of whole milk a day. You can turn it around. Don't worry. Don't say you're fat today. Okay, you're taking an honest assessment. I'm fat. Wow, you're self-aware. Why? Now what are you going to do about it? God bless these people. I'm telling you, I belong to 2 gyms in Florida. And I see people sometimes, they get themselves in that gym and they're so fat, they can hardly move. And they're starting to work out. They got a trainer. Man, I'm their biggest fan. Because you know how intimidating that is to walk into a gym. They know I'm fat. I'm out of shape. People are looking at me. You know what? I'm looking at them with awe. You know what? I'm so glad to see them in the gym. If I get a chance, I always give them an encouraging word. Man, I see people come in the gym. You know, they're bodybuilders and they're, you know, God bless them, and they're in great shape. They're very muscled. But the people who I'm really wowed about, the people who are out of shape and they made a decision. Somehow, some way, they got leverage on themselves to get in that gym. And I'm amazed. Some older people, too, 70, 80 years old. They're in the gym. They got a trainer. I'm friends with a lot of the trainers. You know, I've been around bodybuilding and weight training all my life, 56 years. So I know all the different kinds of routines and what I can do. But to see people wanting to learn now, okay, I'm going to work out. You know, they could be doing stuff at home because, you know, they're embarrassed. But they have such leverage. The pain has become so much, or maybe the doctor's report is so serious, they got leverage on themselves. That's one thing we can do. We can get leverage. Try to figure out how to get leverage on yourself. And you can do it by thinking differently. Okay, what if I don't do this? What if I don't change? What's my life going to look like? See, you have a powerful imagination. You can create unbelievable pictures in your mind, positive and negative. Sometimes we're more motivated by negative pictures. Okay, if I don't do this, this is what's going to happen. What's that taste of regret going to be like? I'm so glad you're here, everybody. I mean, you have inspired me. We've been doing this for an hour because I can't leave you. You know why? I still have coffee in my cup. Morning Coffee with Cliff. Subscribe to the channel. Don't be bashful. Do not be shy. Don't be timid. Timidity is weakness. Humbleness, that's power. Be humble. Don't be timid. Timidity is wrong, bad. It's going to lead to negativity. Be bold, not a bully. There's a difference. There's a nuance to it. All right. Who's this? Reasonable 6. I'm so glad you're here. I love that. Hey, I love that profile picture. That's why I gave up on working out and I picked up the bottle. Don't give up. Bullshit. I can tell by your profile picture. You work out every day. You're lying to me. All right. What about this? All right. Used to have a hard time gaining weight and then I hit my 30s. I'm telling you, I have a hard time gaining weight even to this day. Well, because of my past, and I was so happy to gain weight as a youngster, I continued to eat a lot of shit, even though I worked out all the time. But you know what happened in my 50s? Gradually, I got a 34, 35, 36, 37-inch waist. But my face was always narrow. So now I had a little inflammation. My face looked kind of puffy. I kind of liked it the way I looked, but I was so unhealthy. And then all of a sudden, the numbers start coming back. Pre-diabetic, high blood pressure. Oh, wait a minute, Dad dying of heart disease. Oh, wait a minute, holy shit. All right, weight training is not enough. I gotta pay attention to eating nutrient-dense foods. I gotta be moving more. I gotta do some kind of cardio activity. And then I turned it around, everybody. Now, age 68, I got more energy than you. Maybe I don't. You can tell me either way. Thanks for stopping in, everybody. I like going live in the vertical mode of YouTube because it shows up in the shorts feed and I connect with more people who aren't already subscribed. Thanks for the comments. You know what? I love when people interact in the comments. I appreciate the chat, everybody. All right. What is this question? I don't know if it's good or bad. All right, Valhalla. What do you think of the Iranian Lego rap? Okay, I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard of it, so I'm going to research it. Iranian Lego rap. You know what? I'm going to look into it. I am very much in support of paying attention to world politics, national politics, what's happening in the world. We can't have our heads stuck in the sand. But I don't want to be hijacked. I don't want to go down too many rabbit holes. I don't want to get sucked in. People are vying for my attention. And so I try to kind of go back to the 1970s when, at the end of our day, we looked at the news to try to know what's happening in the world, nationally, worldly, and locally, and then sports and weather. That's how it was fed to us. Now, luckily today, we see a lot of what is given to us are lies and deceit, and so we really have to be discerning. We have to hold shit up to the light. Is this real or not? Especially with AI. If you remember a few short years ago, you know what? Unless there was video, we didn't believe it. Now, video has zero value because the fakes are so real, we can't tell. Now, I don't mind AI-generated entertainment. I actually like seeing a cat burst into a bedroom and play the banjo. I don't like when you take a sports figure, a politician, and you put different words in their mouth exactly as if they had said it, and it turns out to be fake. It is so good. Even I get faked out, and I've learned ways to discern AI-generated fake videos. But then I see so many people who aren't discerning, and I see that they believe it. Sometimes I see crazy shit that it's obviously AI, but in the comments, I'm seeing people, oh, they don't realize this was for humor, this was a parody, that this really didn't happen. All right, and I have to learn to fight this reality. The 80-20 rule applies everywhere, every time, across every genre, across every person, across every subject. In every business, 20% of the people are going to do 80% of the work. And if you fire everybody and start anew, eventually the numbers come up the same. 20% of the people are going to do 80% of the work. And in America, 20% of the people are going to be good. It's getting better at fooling us by the moment. That's the danger. And that's why it's so valuable. And I got to give YouTube credit. You know what? As much as they were guilty of the past, of suppressing content, of canceling people, and they were used as a tool of the government, they've been doing a good job lately. Sometimes they make mistakes, but they've been getting rid of faceless channels that are AI generated out there, putting content out there for monetary gain that is of a fake nature, or they're reproducing something that is not in their rights to reproduce. It's funny, sometimes I'll see, oh, there's the 5, or there's a Fox News channel, and then I'll watch it, and then I always look now at the channel name, and then I'll see the channel name, and it's some Japanese writing, and I'm thinking, wait, this is not a Fox production. They're reproducing it for, to get AdSense money. And I'm thinking, what the hell? You don't know. You have to be discerning, everybody. You have to be discerning. That's why it's so important for me. I'm trying to grow my channel. I got to go live. This is really me. I'm willing to step in front of the channel. I'm willing to step in front of the camera. Raw, real, no notes, no teleprompter, to say, this is who I am, this is what I'm about. If that resonates with you, please subscribe to the channel. Trying to grow the channel, one great person next at a time. That's you. And you know what? Whether you're a creator or just a consumer of content, if you're a creator of any way, welcome to the channel. Hey, let's conspire together on how we can get better every day in every way than we were yesterday. But you have to put yourself out there for public scrutiny and criticism. There are going to be people who are going to throw slime on you. All the big-time creators with thousands and millions of followers and all of them. You know what? They're open to public criticism. They don't really pay too much time or effort with it. They move along. They move on. It's part of the game. They understand it. And so they're not rocked by it. They're not affected by it. And I know I've had to adopt that philosophy myself. Not always the easiest. What's my biggest weakness? My biggest strength? Oversensitivity. I'm sensitive to how other people feel. And so that can be a negative. I can be too much of a people pleaser. I can care too much about the reaction that I'm getting. Right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to get that book by Mark Manson. I put off getting it. I keep seeing it in my feed. I keep hearing about it. He has that book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. And I never liked the title. But you know what? Damn it. I think I'm going to get the book and read it. There's probably great value in it. The guy has 3 million followers on his channel, Mark Manson. Damn it. The coffee is great today. I have to give myself credit. Good job with the coffee. All right, everybody. What do we got here? What do you know about Bitcoin? God, I know shit about Bitcoin. I wish I knew better. I have learned a little bit about blockchain and how that works and how that is a more guarantee of authenticity and not only of documents but of all sorts of things. Blockchain technology is going to be great. Bitcoin, I don't know. I haven't really educated myself in it. Worship what you worship. I'm going to put you on here. All right. Glad you're here. Thank you. Oh, believe me, I appreciate all interaction. Even the people who throw slime, I'll put you on there. What's this? Deport all non-white people. What the hell's the matter with you? First of all, that's not proper English. Do you mean deport all non-white people? Why the hell would you want to do that? Based on somebody's skin color? We're going to deport all non-white? Do you realize? Look at how close-minded some people are. You know, the body is so amazing. Biology is so amazing that it will do whatever it can to survive, right? So people of extreme heat in regions like of Africa centuries and centuries ago, the body took on a pigmentation to protect itself from the harshness of the sun. And so they became, over generation after generation, they evolved into a darker, they're still human beings. If you cut a person with a different pigmentation, that blood is red, you damn fool. Deport all non-white people. This is the great thing about America, stupid. Listen to me. People want to become Americans because it's a way of life. It is a belief system. It is an ideology. In other words, I can't go to Japan and become Japanese. I can't go to Germany and become German. It's impossible. But a Japanese person can come to America and become an American. That is the greatness of the country. My wife, soon to be ex-wife, was born in Cuba. She came here. Communism, she's so sensitive to it. And her family came. They left everything. They loved Cuba. They loved the beaches. They loved they loved the culture. They left it all behind, signed it over because they wanted to be free. They wanted the freedoms of America. They love their Cuban culture, but they love America. They've adapted to America way of life. They become great business people. They saw the opportunity. Wait a minute. We have the freedom to do this. How many businesses can we run? Oh, as many as we want. Wait a minute. How much money am I allowed to make? Oh, as much as I can. Hello. They see the opportunity. Sometimes when we're born here, we don't see it. I'm one of them. But I'm open to learning. I'm open-minded, open-hearted. Hope you are too. If that resonates with you, this message, subscribe. Check out the long-form content. Sometimes they say, don't go live, vertical mode. Yeah, it shows up in the shorts feed, but those people just want short-term content. They don't look at long-form. Hey, that's bullshit. Some people, they get a taste of everything. It's like someone eating steak. Don't give them salad. They only eat steak. Bullshit. They want a full meal. They want all the courses. And I know you do too. Glad you're here. You're in the right place. All right, everybody. Our founding fathers, who were white Christian men, made this country for white Christian men like me. Negative. If you looked at Jesus, his pigmentation wasn't white. All right? You hippie piece of crap. Oh, my God. I love it. Thank you for the negative comments. I love it. You know what I mean? I forgot who said it. I love it. I love it. Thanks for the slime. I got to laugh at it to say. I love the hatred. I love it. Yeah, oh, you. All right. Someone just called me a hippie piece of crap. Listen, I was a cop for 35 years. I don't think a hippie piece of crap. Not too many people would describe me that way. But thank you for the hate. It's funny. There's some saying out there. You know, if you're loving people who are nice to you, what challenges is that? I mean, it's the loving people who are full of hatred and throw slime on you. If you could do that, now you've accomplished something. So great. Thanks. I've learned to laugh about it. I'm not going to put that on the screen. I have total control over the negativity that comes into my being here. But you're not going to hijack the damn channel. But you know what? That's all right. You know what? Any interaction tells the computer that people are interacting with the show, and they'll show it to more people based on your slime. But hey, what? Hey, listen, you know what? You were made in God's image. That's for damn sure. You're right about that. But God is full of love. He loves Hey, God is love, omnipresent, and it doesn't matter. You know what? I don't know. You know, Gary Vee's a guy I follow, right? He puts himself out there all the time, man. Even he gets hatred, right? He gets a lot of slime. And you know what he said? And I agree with it. You know what? When he gets it, he looks, wow, he really has empathy for people that would take the time to throw hate on him. He's thinking, wow, that is really a bad place to be mentally. And so he has compassion. He actually feels sorry for those people. And he has love for them. I agree, man. I agree 100%. So thank you for the laugh this morning. I appreciate you. Yeah. Wait, I gotta read this to myself. I'm not going to be like, there's no talking to a race trader like you and probably most of the people watching. Oh my God, thank you. But you're watching it, so I'm glad you're here. Hey, subscribe to the channel. Come on board. I'll tell you, you're doing something that a lot of people aren't taking the action of doing. You're watching and you're typing. You're interacting. Thank you for commenting. Oh my goodness. It's funny. The exact opposite occurs sometimes, right? This person, right? Okay, tattooed for life till death or whatever. You're watching and you're commenting. And some of my friends, right, who are close to me, who love me and like me and talk to me, they don't take the time to watch, but you are. So I'm going to give you more credit. You're actually consuming my content. You're consuming my stream. You're taking the time out of your day to interact, even though it's throwing slime. I'll take it for what it's worth. All right. Thank you very much. Love you. I think it's probably the hurt. What does it say in the Bible? Since you probably know the Bible, if you really do, right? Throwing kindness back on people who are throwing hate on you. It's like putting hot coals on their head, right? People sometimes try to get a reaction out of you. They try to poke you. And if they don't, or you react to them in a positive way, that's a way of heaping hot coals on their head. Hey, it's a lot of fun to do, too, by the way. Hello, how are you? All right, we got somebody else throwing on here, probably someone of positivity. The Not Operator. Hello. I like that. See, you got Jesus right there as your profile picture. I love it. Oh, thank you. Hey, that was good to know. See, sometimes I don't know it. I love it. Hey, this tattoo dude is flipping through all the live streams, just spitting hate rhetoric. Hey, thank you, my brother. Thank you for the enlightenment. I needed to hear that. But, you find that's probably a lot of the case, that people who are throwing hatred, they throw it everywhere. You can't take it personal. I'll tell you right now, that was one of my great weaknesses, everybody. And now one of my strengths is I don't mind telling you what my weaknesses are. I'm not sensitive, because I have a weakness. Damn it, we're all sinners and have weaknesses. But I, even in my police job, most of the time I had like an alter ego. I was able to put on my cop face and go to work. And, I could walk in, baby's dead. I could, take care of my business, protect the crime scene, notify detectives. And that's what's the next thing I need to do without emotionally connecting with what was happening. Now, later on, I would do it. I would go to the gym. I would acknowledge what I saw. It wasn't something I suppressed. But at the time, I was able to put on my alter ego, get after it, get to work. Somebody blew their head off with a shotgun, and had all their pictures of their family around. They were burning a candle. I got to take care of business. What do I have to do as my job here? I'm here as a cop. I got to do what I got to do. And so, but I've tried to, sometimes maybe in real life, we got to put on that alter ego a little bit and people would tell me, Cliff, you're taking this personal. maybe people said that to me a million times. Cliff, it's not personal. Why are you getting so upset? And so I'm getting better and better every day in every way, especially when it comes to oversensitivity. And, it's something I don't think, sometimes our biggest weakness can also be a strength. And having sensitivity to other people is going to serve us if we apply it in the right places at the right time in the right way. So I'm learning. At 68, still learning, still growing, still trying to become better, which is why I'm here on the live stream. And I'm glad you stopped by and are connecting with me. I appreciate you. And I really do. It's not bullshit. It's not fake. It's not rhetoric. Okay, on my stream, I do a podcast really about, thanks for asking that, because you don't know what the hell I talk about. I don't blame you for asking. I got involved in self-improvement, personal growth, psychology, philosophy 40 years ago, right? I had a great job, really, with the LA County Sheriff's Department. Some things happened. I got moved around. All of a sudden, I became the victim. I didn't want to get transferred. Then I got into a negative state of mind. I was really angry. You know what? I could, lose my temper at the drop of a hat. And wow, I had some negative circumstances because of that. And then I at one point I turned that energy, got my real estate license, and then I got sent to a seminar by Jim Rohn. A seminar by Jim Rohn. He was still alive. This is circa 1992. And then I thought it was going to be a sales training seminar, but you know what? It was a life training seminar. And then I got put onto different books. And then I learned about this guy, Tony Robbins, who used to work for Jim Rohn. And then I read his book, Awaken the Giant Within. Wait a minute. And then all of a sudden, right, I was learning how to be a salesperson in real estate. And so I started changing the way I interacted and, related to people. And then how you do one thing is how you do everything. Wait, but all of a sudden now, my sheriff's job turned around. All of a sudden I was getting better at my sheriffing. All of a sudden, I was developing better relationships with my supervisors and my fellow deputies. All of a sudden, now my police career turned around. Wait a minute. Epiphany. When I changed, things started to change for me. Oh, so the problems in my life, I caused them. The solutions that are occurring, I caused them. Oh, self-empowerment. Oh, I have power over how I think, the meaning I give to things, and what I do and what I feel. Oh, wow. What more can I learn about this? I didn't even know this was a field of study. And that's how I got into it, and that's what I share on a daily basis. And so I'm glad you're here. If this interests you in any way, then subscribe to the channel. That's how I'm trying to grow. This is one of the ways. If you want to grow your channel and you want to expand and express, turn on the damn camera. If this is actually some of what you're learning and what you believe and why you believe it, then you should be able to turn on the camera, and in your knower, what you know can be expressed to other people. Other people will know because of their BS meter whether you're coming to them with authentic ideas and it has any value or not. If this has some value to you, subscribe, watch some of my other videos. I need more watch time hours. Go ahead and watch one of my other videos. Or don't watch it, just let it run on your TV. Hey, we're down to one person on the chat, but you know what? Each person is important. Having a positive impact on just one person a day, I get great joy out of it. I recently went to a golf tournament, and it was in the honor of two of my classmates who died many years ago. And the chairman of the charity, he came up to me and he says, Cliff, your content inspired me to get back in the gym. I went to the YMCA. I go, are you serious? Don't bullshit me. He goes, no, you inspired me. I had knee replacement surgery, Cliff. I was sitting on the couch, and I knew I was supposed to be moving my knee to prevent cartilage from forming around the surgical, repair of my knee, the replacement knee. And then I watched your shit, and I went down to that YMCA, and I started working out again. Thank you. You inspired me. Do you know what that did for me? Not that I need validation, everybody, but I've learned a long time ago, having a positive impact on other people is so amazing to me. You know what? It was over 15 years ago now. I was a sergeant on the LA County Sheriff's Department, and I had some great teams under me. So 3 years after I retired, I'm in a Home Depot in Rancho Cucamonga, California. And I came across a young man. I had forgotten his name. Hey, Sarge, how are you? He called me Sarge still. And, okay, yeah. He goes, I worked for you in Central Jail. I want to tell you, Sarge, working for you, that was the best time I ever had on the department. Do you know what that did to my heart? That fed my heart. Unbelievable. I think I could have walked on water that day. Now, is that a good thing to be addicted to, having a positive impact on other people? I think it is. To be obsessed with growing, getting better, sharing those ideas, I think so. I've married that with my passion. I guess I was meant to be in radio. How did I get involved in podcasting? Why do I like doing it? Let me give you an example. When I was a cop and I was also doing my comedy, I was an opener for Mike Marino, who's still the headlining comedian. Check him out. He's amazing. But I would go around with Mike and be his opening act. And then, here's what happens when you travel around to comedy clubs. On the Friday before the shows, the comedy club gives away tickets to the show that weekend. So the radio station locally will have the headliner on, talk about the upcoming shows, and they will have callers call in and they will give away tickets to the show. Right? The comedy club is working with the radio station and they're giving away tickets and they work hand in hand. Now, usually it's just a headliner. But Mike said to me, Cliff, you want to come on the radio with me? Yeah, I want to come on the radio with you. Wow, I was always infatuated with watching people on radio. And so I said, yeah, I want to come on the radio with you. And so he said, well, come on with me. Usually they just want the headliner, but I'll just bring you along. Maybe they'll let you come on. And sure enough, we went on, we were in Laughlin, and we went on the air, and we had our mics just like this one. This Electro Voice RE20 has been a staple for the radio industry for over 50 years. And so we got on the radio, and it's live. Okay, we're live on the radio. We got headliner Mike Marino, and we got LA's comedy cop Cliff Yates. And Cliff, you're still actually a cop? Yeah, I'm a cop. I work the streets, and you know what? And then I would do a little funny comedy, and then interacting with the host and Mike, and then learning when to jump in, say something funny, and then, you know what? It's live. You know what I mean? There's no rehearsal. There are no lines. And man, I had such a rush. I go, this is what I love doing right here. Better than doing the comedy this weekend. I liked going on the radio. And so podcasting is really having your own radio station. And so I love what I'm doing. And if I'm going to do it, I want to share something of value. I don't want to just ramble on about nothing. Hey, I turned my life around at one time based on what I thought and what I did and the relationships that I developed. Those are the kind of things I want to continue to study, grow, and share. And that's what it's all about. Hey, thanks for checking in. Dude, you aren't recovering from anything. I love it. Thank you. Jack Fullerton, 5762. I love it. Well, you know what? I'm loving on you there at Jack Fullerton, 5762. Hey, thanks for the positive comment. I love it. I like it. I want some more of it. All right. Oh, I almost banned you by mistake. I didn't know you could ban people. Holy shit. I'm going to take that toxic guy that goes stream to stream yelling crazy bad shit. Hey, what's up? Oh, I love your profile picture, my friend. Sorry, I got to put glasses on. I know I don't look it, but I am over 68. I just had diversity training, DEI, and thank God I did. Before training, I was treating everyone the same. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Diversity training. Oh, man. Do you know how many times at the LA Sheriff's Department, I had to go twice. I went twice to the Museum of Tolerance, which was good. You know, I actually got paid for it. In the academy, we went to the Museum of Tolerance in Los Angeles as a deputy. Part of the training to go to patrol, Museum of Tolerance. Then I became a supervisor, a sergeant. Back to the Museum of Tolerance. Oh, I went 3 times. Oh, I'm sorry. I became a facilitator for the Deputy Leadership Institute, DLI. Back to the Museum of Tolerance. Wow, 4 times. I hope I got it right. 4 times. People complain they had to go to the Museum of Tolerance. Hey, listen, it's history, and it was my work day. There were people in the museum, obviously, tourists. They paid to go in there. I was getting paid big dollars to go to the Museum of Tolerance. Sometimes, you know what? It's how we look at things. It's the perspective that we have. And so I gotta recognize everybody. I posted that in response to you, the gym, named Recovering Cynic. Oh, I gotcha, the Recovering Cynic. Ah, okay. Gotcha. I didn't see that part. I got to go back and look at that comment. Uh-oh. What's this? My Spanish friend, he lost his car yesterday. Now he's Carlos. All right, listen. You got to appreciate humor. Thank you, everybody. I got my friend saying I'm on the money. I love it. I'll tell you what. I don't give a shit if people think I'm doing that for validation. I like interacting with people. You know what I started doing recently is my memory has gotten so much. My mom and my soon-to-be ex-wife always told me, well, Cliff, you have a photographic memory, which, I don't believe is true. Well, maybe it is. But then I realized, and I learned this from somebody, they said, you know what? We all have perfect memories. We just have weak ones so we can strengthen them. So then I started doing some shit that I learned years ago. And I started, I'm going to put this back into practice. So now, the other day, like when I go into the gym, I met this lady, Pam. She wanted me to spot her. And then when I left the gym, I wrote down her name. And then I wrote down some things she told me where she lives on Wellesley Island. And then I kept seeing the young lady at the desk. And I met her, Kristen. Oh, her husband owns the gym. His name is Garrett. And then his father, who's founded the gym, is Gary. He's from Hammond. Why do I remember this? Because I took notes and I read it. And now I can't forget it. Oh, I'm a poet and didn't know it. And then I met the guy the other day. Tom is a big guy. I spotted him. 355 pounds he was benching. And I said, hey, do you want a spot? And he goes, no, don't need it. And then 10 minutes later, he came up to me and he goes, hey, I'll take that spot. But I wrote his name down, Tom. I'm going the extra effort to remember these people's names in the gym for myself. Now, they're going to find great value in it because they're going to be astonished. There's one guy in there. I always introduce hey, Ron, good to see you again. Cliff, I know your name. I didn't forget. I just couldn't see in the light. You know what I mean? And so I'm always calling him by name, and I remember what he told me. I took notes. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time and effort, but I have fun with it. And I've noticed lately, because I'm paying attention, sometimes I never have to look at the notes again. The fact that I know I'm going to go out in the car after my workout and write those notes down. Or sometimes I just go to my phone during my workout and I write the note right then. Oh, Thousand Island Fitness, Kristen, behind the counter. Husband owns the gym. And then I keep that note. Now, I never have to look at that again. The fact that I took a note makes me remember it. Wow, my memory has become so much better lately because I'm becoming so much self-aware of what I'm thinking about and paying attention to. My awareness has really sharpened, and it's pretty amazing. I mean, to the point where I'm taking notice of it. I'm noticing my memory's gotten really, really much better. It's pretty cool. And so if you haven't already, sharpen that memory, even if it's already sharp. Don't tell yourself, don't be saying, I don't really have a good memory. You have a perfect memory. It just might be weak. You can strengthen it, just like going to the gym. Give yourself a memory course. Get better at it. You're going to thank me later. All right, everybody, if you're just jumping in here for a short time, subscribe to the channel. Check out my long-form content. I need some watch hours. Give me a favor here. Just put it up on your screen. Let it run. You don't even have to watch it. All right. I love you. I'm glad you're here. Coffee's almost done. I'm going to be leaving you. Has it been? Oh, it's been over an hour? You got to be shitting me. I've been on this live stream an hour and 24 minutes. All right, I do have shit to do today. It's going to be over 95 today, so I'm not going to do too much heavy lifting today. Going to stay hydrated. Going to get after it. All right, everybody, thanks for checking in. I'm glad you subscribed to the channel. You're in the right place. I will love you at the next video. All right.